Hola, bienvenidos a Avi's Kosher Kitchen. Hoy tengo una receta riquísimo, pollo de margarita. Pero primero, l'chaim, la vida, salud, to your health, to life. And that's about all the Spanish you're going to get out of me for today. We're going to go to English now. So I am going to say l'chaim. We're going to say this with a beautiful AviGarita, which I'll explain to you in a minute. First, let's say the bracha. In Jewish home, we always say a bracha before we consume food or eat anything. So this one is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shakol niyeh b'voro. That's good. And it's got a nice little kick at the end of it, which I'll give you the recipe as we go along. But first, as I said before in Spanish, we're going to make margarita chicken. The margarita chicken is going to be exactly what it sounds like. We're going to be using this great chicken here, courtesy of our friends at Whole Foods. You know, I've talked about it before. Totally pastured. They're out there running around, living the life that any chicken would dream of. No antibiotics, no growth hormones, nothing, and no bad stuff in the feed. It's all really good. And of course, the flavor in this chicken is really top-notch to begin with before we season it. And of course, after we season it, well, it's going to be a game changer for you and your home. Now, I said margarita chicken, so we're going to season it up and we're going to do a margarita sauce. And the margarita sauce is going to be made with real tequila. This is tequila from our friends over at Buen. I'm going to tell you all about them in a minute. And it's going to be really fantastic. So first, I've got my chicken here. I want to take just a small oven pan. We're going to transfer our chicken right onto the oven pan, okay? Skin side up, put that in here, skin side up, and we're going to season. First, a little bit of salt, okay? Just want to make a note that the hand that touched the chicken does not touch the seasoning so that we don't get any cross-contamination of chicken juice into seasoning. Okay, now a little granulated garlic. You know, if you've watched me enough, you know I always like to do a little granulated garlic on any poultry or meat that I do. Now, I've got some fresh herbs. We're going to start here with a little bit of just fresh basil. Okay, just a little bit. Now, if you don't have fresh basil and you want to use the dried herbs, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to penalize you for it, but trust me, if you use the fresh stuff, it's going to be even better. And I've got a little fresh oregano, okay? The aromatics that the fresh herbs give off are unbelievable. Now, we're just doing a little bit of this. Now, some of it dripped right into the pan. That's fine. I'm going to flip the chicken, okay? Because we're going to cook it skin side or top side, skin side down, and sort of the back inside of it up. Now I've got a leg and thigh quarters here. Of course, you could use chicken breasts to do this. You can debone the chicken, use chicken cutlets. You could use a pergiot if you wanted to, all sorts of stuff. I happen to like the leg and thigh quarters for this because it just comes out nice. It's a nice combination. And to the back side of this, we're going to do the same thing. Little light salt, again, seasoning from up high, granulated garlic right on top. Very nice, and the same thing, little fresh basil right on top of this, okay, and some fresh oregano as well. You know what, I think I forgot to put the basil on that thigh, so glad you guys are watching, keeping track, okay? A little bit of that. We're seasoned for this stage of it. Now, we're going to take this into the oven. Oven's at 400 degrees. We're going to cook it for about 20 minutes, a half hour, just like this. I'm going to throw it in, and then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do for our sauce and for my AviGarita. So here we go, into the oven. Okay, so the chicken's in the oven. I did a quick hand wash, soap and water. Always want to do that after you've handled, especially raw poultry, but any kind of raw meat or anything like that. Make sure you wash with a good soap and water to make sure that you've got all the little cooties off your hands and you don't contaminate anything, okay? Now, like I said, that goes for about 20 minutes, a half hour. After 20 minutes to a half hour, you're just going to flip it, add a little bit more of the fresh herbs on top of it, and it goes for about another 20 minutes. Okay, very simple recipe to do. Now I've got here my little fry pan, saute pan, whatever. I'm going to put it on a very low heat, okay, very low heat. we're going to make the margarita sauce. Now the margarita sauce is going to be exactly what it says, okay? Margarita sauce. So I've got here we go, some lime juice. This is the juice of about 3 or 4 limes. That goes in there. If you want to put a little bit more lime juice in there, you can. I've got a lime here, and we're going to kind of roll this in, just like so, and I'll juice it real quick. Now you may be saying to me, Avi, why don't you cut this in wedges and just squeeze it right in there? I've got the whole lime. I've got the half lime. Besides, it's a Mexican dish. So wedges, we don't need no stinking wedges. I've got the whole enchilada. So here we go. Juice it with our juicer. Keeps the seeds out, the juice in nicely. You can see the juice is already getting a little happy there. Okay, now there's a reason we want to put a little bit of heat on this. Okay, because on a normal margarita you wouldn't. Just add this extra juice, just like that. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Buen Tequila. Now Buen Tequila is right from Mexico. This is a family-owned company. This is artisan-made tequila. This is their platinum, 100% pure agave. It is absolutely wonderful. And if you look at the back, the bottles are actually numbered as to which number it is and which lot. So you know you're really getting a beautiful thing. So I'm going to take, and you can see, I've got about half of this bottle missing because, well, they sent me the bottle and I couldn't help myself. You know, we made a couple of things and it's really good stuff. So I'm going to put in about a half a cup or so of the tequila. Remember, you can always add more. I want to cook it in here. Some say that the alcohol cooks out. Some say it doesn't. You know, I don't know the science of it, but I know the flavor of it, and the flavor of it is great. Now to this, I've got a shot of orange juice. OJ into there. There we go. It's just going to get a little happy. A little pinch of salt just to bring out the flavor. A little bit more, like so. Okay, and I've got some fresh cilantro. Okay. Now remember, in a kosher kitchen, by the way, all our fresh herbs are first washed and then checked for any kind of bugs or anything like that. You find a bug, get rid of that bug. And if you're not kosher, listen, you don't want to eat a bug anyway, right? Do you? Do you? I don't. Okay, so get rid of the bugs. I'm going to put a little bit of cilantro in here just to let it cook down, and that's it. Now, that cooks for just a little bit, and I'm going to add one more ingredient, which I'll show you about in a minute, but I'm going to pull this out of the way, and I'm going to teach you how to make my AviGarita. This is a wonderful, nice cocktail. I love this. We serve it Friday night, you know, Shabbat, after we've had Kiddush and everything like that, and had a nice wine, and now just somewhere mid part of the meal I make a little bit of these, and they're great. Now, to make them, it's very easy. I just take a, you know, standard drink mixer thing, okay? I got about a cup or so of lemonade. I use a nice organic lemonade, okay? That goes in. I put equal amount of my Buen Tequila. Okay, so you can eyeball it, or I'll just give it a little measure. That goes in, okay? And now we're going to put in about a shot or so of creme de cassis. Wonderful liqueur, really good on its own, by the way, just as the tequila is, but that's good. And then a couple of drops of hot sauce, okay? Just 4 or 5 drops of your favorite hot sauce. This goes in, a little shake. You want to put some ice in there, put some ice in there, that's fine. And there you have it. Okay, now I've already got some in my glass here. But here you go, I'll show you right in here. Looks beautiful. And oh, it smells, and that hot sauce just gives a little kick at the end that just really is a nice game changer for everybody, okay? So now, the sauce, going back to my sauce, you can see it's kind of cooked down. The cilantro's gotten a little flavor in there. I have here the zest of 2 limes, okay? And the smell from that beautiful zest of 2 limes goes right in there, okay? We're going to intensify that lime flavor now. Now, with that zest of 2 limes, I have got some honey. Now this is pure clover honey creme from our friends over at Honey Ridge Farms, and I got to tell you, probably the best honey I've ever had. We just had a little bit at the table of their raspberry honey. Ooh, raspberry infused. I had that with some another herb chicken we made, and that was really, really good on top. But we're going to put into here roughly tablespoon, something like that. And you're just going to let that, see how thick this is? See that? Just, you know, anticipation. Well, it's about all I can sing of it. It's all you'll let me sing. We're gonna, that's good. Just to give a little sweetness to it. There we go. And just so it shouldn't be a total waste. Oh, it's like having candy in the middle of the day. So that's gonna go. I'm gonna get just a fork to kind of stir it around here. I like to use a fork when I'm doing this because I just find that it gives a nice little aeration to it. That's about all we need. All we want is for the honey to liquefy enough to just mix in really, really good with the rest of this sauce, okay? Now that the sauce is done, heat goes off, we let it sit. And now the hard part. Chicken's in the oven. There's a flavor party going on in there. That fresh basil and fresh oregano is just having a great old time there with that great Cold Foods chicken, just getting to know each other and just getting happy in there. And then, after we've flipped it, add a few more herbs to it and take it out. We're gonna glaze it with this great Baron Tequila Margarita sauce that's really going to add the next dimension to that margarita chicken. So stay with me. I'll show you how we glaze it. I'll show you how we finish it. And until I'm back, which is going to be like no time for you, but I've got about half hour, 45 minutes to kill. So okay, so it's about 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes since I put the chicken in the oven. Now remember, about 20-25 minutes through, I flipped it over, added some more herbs, I added some basil and some oregano, and take a look. It looks good, but we're not done, okay? I've got my margarita sauce, okay? Now this is nice, liquid. Love that little bell chime. You're gonna take a spoon and you just spoon it on top now. You're gonna have a lot of that fresh cilantro. The oven is still going. What we wanna do now is put it back in that 400-degree oven for probably about another 5 minutes or so. Okay, and it's just going to let all of the stuff on here, all the this sauce, this beautiful margarita sauce, just caramelize right into there. Because remember, there's that great Honey Ridge Farms honey that's just going to kick it up. Okay, and I just based it. I'm leaving a little bit more right in there. This goes in the oven about they said 5 minutes, and but you got to watch this. You got to watch it, because what's going to happen is that honey could burn very quickly in the oven, so you want to keep your eye and make sure you don't really burn the skin. Alrighty, all right, here we go. I'm going to tell you, the aromas coming off of here, phenomenal. This margarita sauce right on my herb chicken, beautiful, beautiful. You can see, if you look in the pan here, that the honey is turning a nice brown in here. We've glazed the chicken nicely. So what I'm going to do is very quickly just take our chicken pieces, put one on the plate. I like to get a little bit more of my glaze going right on top of it. Just a little bit more of this sauce, and then I'm going to just put some of that right on there. Looks nice. And then I hit it with a little bit more of our Honey Ridge Farms honey creme, just drizzling right on top. And it's good. That honey is going to melt right into that chicken, just to add a little bit of sweetness to balance off and balance out the little bit of tartness from the lime in this margarita sauce. Okay. Now I'm going to take a little bit more fresh cilantro, just right on top, right over the plate. There we go. Very good. There we have it. My Avi's margarita chicken courtesy of our great friends over at Cold Foods. No antibiotics, no growth hormones, you know, pastured out there. Really good, natural chicken. So until next time, I'm going to take my AviGarita and say l'chaim to everybody. And until next time, Buen Provecho. L'chaim.